Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on me. In tonight's video we're going to be playing some Final Fantasy, but this is not just any let's play. Okay, this is a project that I'm starting. We're going to be playing Final Fantasy 1 all the way to Final Fantasy 16, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be discovering any and all of the lore of this video game. Okay, specifically lore pertaining to connecting these games. Okay, if you Google, are the Final Fantasy games connected? Google will tell you absolutely not. I am here to tell you differently. Now, it's going to take a while to get through all the games, of course. This is Final Fantasy 1. Not much to connect here so far, so we're just going to kind of be using this as a basis to kind of start our lore. These games are absolutely connected, and I'm going to show you guys how. It might not be within this first video, though, so bear with me. Jump right in, enjoy Let's Play, and we'll be talking about many things as we go through. I'm going to pick some characters real quick and we'll get started. Okay, this is the team I'm going to be using for this particular playthrough. Oops, all mages. So we'll start off here with this beginning cutscene. I am going to be playing the Pixel remasters, by the way. The world lies shrouded in darkness. Let's pay attention to this, right? Because this is all part of what I'm talking about. The winds die, which we'll talk more about that. What else happens? The seas rage. There are actually connections that we can make right now with just the winds dying, right? The earth is gonna decay. The crystals are failing, okay? That's what's basically going on right now. Anyway, to those who have never played Final Fantasy V, when the winds die in that game, you cannot sail your boat for obvious reasons. There's no wind. But for some weird reason, we can boat it up in this game. Anyway, the people believe in a prophecy. When darkness veils the world, like right now, 4 warriors of light shall come forth. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did in fact appear, and in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. Those are the crystals. I know how to play. You just stop that. Anyway, so how did they get these crystals? How did we even get these crystals? The king is searching for the prophesized warriors of light. Those crystals. You must see the king at once. Alright, well, let's just start here, right in the throne room. To point out, those are statues of chocobos. However, there are no chocobos in this game. Now, when the developers of the game were creating Final Fantasy 1, were they thinking about the lore? Probably not yet, right? I mean, a storyline, right? A little bit of lore, right? But the wider scale of what I'm talking about is connecting, like, all the games, right? So there being statues of chocobos. And, of course, this is a Pixel remaster, so if you go back to the OG NES version, are there statues of chocobos in here? I think they're just statues. I don't think they're actually chocobos. So you see what I'm saying? Do we really make a connection there? I don't know. Basically what I'm talking about is like a time period. When would Final Fantasy 1 have taken place? Did chocobos used to exist and now they don't anymore? Obviously, if there's statues of chocobos in the king's chambers, The chocobos were revered, right? Welcome, travelers. I'm told you carry crystals. Is this true? Pff, they're right here in our pockets. It's just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. When darkness fills the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by the prophecy. Yet they stand before us with the crystals. I cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence. Crystal Bears, there's a task I would ask of you. Will you rescue my daughter Sarah? Garland, a knight once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. I ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty the King of Cornelia. Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine, which lies to our north. Of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. I have heard that you wish to journey to the continent to our north. You heard that? Because I think we only just met. But the Warriors of Light apparently want to travel to the continent to the north. For what reason, we don't know. And interestingly enough, too, if we can examine this for a minute, all 4 of us have crystal shards, which, to my knowledge, could only have come from the main master crystals themselves. Which, as we start to play the game and go through the game, we'll find out that those crystals are all hidden in horrible dungeons, right? So it sounds to me like the Warriors of Light already kind of have access to go everywhere, unless they got these crystals some other way. The bridge leading north was lost long ago, making passage impossible. If you can rescue Sarah, I will have the bridge rebuilt as a token of my gratitude. Go now, Warriors of Light, and do not fail me. Okay. The Warriors of Light have come at last. How long have we waited for this day to come? Garland is no longer the man I once knew. I beg of you, please return my daughter to me quickly. He had like a ... there, like he was kind of sad. Kind of sad that Garland turned evil. The dancing girl in town knows many odd bits of information. Why would you know anything about the dancing? Aren't you you're the chancellor of the entire castle, and you're talking to me about a dancing girl outside? Okay, whatever. If you find yourself astray, try talking to her. She may know something that can put you back on course. Yeah, I'm sure you know all about the dancing girl. All right, let's talk to everybody. Our reports say that Garland fled north with the princess to the Chaos Shrine. Well, yeah, but you guys know that already, right? Because you guys went up there to try to rescue her. Let's go down. What do you have to say? The king is searching for the prophesized warrior of light. Those crystals! Could it be? Well, only time will tell. Nobody seems to trust us quite yet. Yep, it's me. It's me. Let's come in here. This is the little sister of the princess. She wants her sister back. We don't even get to know her name, apparently. Okay, let's keep going. We've got a guy here. Garland was once the greatest knight in the kingdom, but power consumed him, and he lost sight of who he really was. So according to them, Garland just was like a good guy, but he just kind of turned evil one day. He got too powerful, I guess. Please save Lady Sarah. Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to save her. I think this is the Queen's room. I didn't even come in here yet. Let's talk to this guy. Her Majesty's overcome with grief. She shut herself inside her chambers. Please try not to upset her. I am Jane, Queen of Cornelia. Please bring my daughter, my Sarah, back to me safely. Is that a treasure chest? Okay, no, I'm just seeing things. I actually have to look at it now. I think that's just the bed frame. Okay, that looked like a treasure box to me. I feel like we can go like this. Yeah. Because this is something I want to talk about up here. Let's talk to these cats. What do you want? Our ancestors sealed weapons within this treasure room 400 years ago. They then gave the key to the Elf King to hold until the coming of the Warriors of Light. Our ancestors sealed weapons within this treasure room 400 years ago. Okay, you say the same thing that the other guy. So there's a mystic key, some crazy doors that can only be opened with the mystic key. So we got these two big rooms that are in the castle that no one has been able to open or go inside for 400 years. Okay, so that also kind of tells us too that the elf kingdom and the human kingdom of Cornelia, right, were once maybe kind of close. Maybe they were buddies. They were buddies with the elves, right? Because you wouldn't trust the elf king with that key. Otherwise, I think. Cornelia, the city of dreams. The city of dreams, you say? I think there's another city quite like that in a different Final Fantasy, but we'll talk about that way later when we get to it. Okay, the water fountain likes to insult you. This must be the dancing girl I've heard so much about. Hi there, I'm a dancer. What's that? You want to dance with me? Hee no, not really. I was just told you had a lot of information. I guess you're not going to give it any to me. Looks like you can climb inside, but you can't. Restore the crystals to Grace. Oh, please, you must rescue the princess. What say you, old man? Sage Lucan said something about finding the crescent moon, then he just up and left town. Okay. Okay. Whoops, hold on, I didn't see what he said. The king truly believes in Lucan's prophecy that the Warriors of Light will come to save the princess. Please rescue Lady Sarah. I once lived far to the east of here in Harbor City of Provoca. These days, I hear it's turned into a pirate's den. I wonder why that could be. Because the world is darkness. Okay, everybody's evil. Do I have any money? Should we shop? Let me get equipped. I got 500 gil. I'm gonna check out some of these shops real quick. Okie dokie. So we got a few spells, got geared out and stuff like that. For my particular build, I've never really done just all mages before. So I equipped my red mage as heavily as I could. Rapier, a big sword, big armor, that kind of stuff. That red mage is going to be taking a lot of hits this playthrough. What else should we buy? I didn't check the item shop yet. Sorry, guys. Let me buy... I can't really afford much. I guess I'll pay for like 2 potions. I won't really do much. Anyway, we're going to go outside. I don't think there's much else to do in the game right now. The game is kind of pretty linear at this point. We kind of have to go up north to the Chaos Shrine, and there's really nowhere else that we can explore at this time. Pay close attention to the world map, by the way, because that's going to become pretty familiar later on. I think it's kind of cool how the upper right-hand portion of the map is like a big eagle or something like that. It's kind of what it looks like. A phoenix, perhaps. Anyway, let's head up towards the Chaos Shrine. I'll kind of just skip through the battles. There's nothing really much to see as far as battles go. I mean, unless you want to watch me cast fire on things, I'm not even going to waste my spells. We're just going to head up north. There we go. I do love to grind, but I'll spare you guys. I won't do a lot of that. You guys, I'll just skip a lot of that. Okay, here we go. We're going to keep going. This is the Chaos Shrine right here. As you can see, just by looking at it on the world map, it absolutely lies in ruins. And when you come in here, it's completely destroyed. What happened to this place? We're going to walk around here and look for some treasure and hopefully not get poisoned by spiders. who always seem to get to attack first. Aha! On God! They're dead. We're all gonna level up. And what's kind of cool about this game is that the level ups are not set in stone. So, for example, I'm gonna go ahead and get 1 luck, a little bit of HP. My other black mage, however, is gonna get strength and stamina. Who knows why? Now, this is also something interesting lore-wise, right? Why do we have doors that are sealed with the Mystic Key here in the Chaos Shrine? I thought the Mystic Key was like human, right? Created by the ancestors of the humans, but then 400 years ago got passed on to the elves. The Chaos Shrine is completely in ruins. How old is the Chaos Shrine? Can't be more than 400 years old, though, right? Let's get these globins out of my way. Alright. Anyhow, just what we're doing is checking all 4 corners of the Chaos Shrine before we go inside, because there's treasures. Beware of Gigas worms. They hit very hard, as you can see. He doesn't want to go down easily. There he goes. Tough little guy there. So this is the northeast corner. This door is also sealed with the Mystic Key. So we're going to head west. Oh, golly, I was hoping not to run into another one of these guys. You know what? I think I'm just going to maybe throw a spell at it. There it is. That's how you cast magic right there. That's how you use the fire spell right there, baby. Okay, I had to come back because I was just getting stomped. There's some really mean enemies inside the Chaos Shrine you gotta be watchful for. It's a really mean enemy right here, actually. Look at this crazy horse. Anyway, I just wanted to say that, and then I wanted to point out, like, why is my red mage's hit points that low? I don't know, but I hope that it starts to go up. I really, really do, because we're going to need that. Okay, we made it to the southwestern door, which, as you can see, is not locked. There's only a leather cap in here. But that's okay. It helps. Any little bit helps. Alright, let's head up to this door here that I got absolutely melted by some enemies right outside of that door. Let's see if I can make it up here this time. Oh, pressing Y will fast forward your fights, by the way, but it's also an auto battle, so they'll all just attack automatically. Be careful of that. This door should also be unlocked, I believe. Uh-oh, there's a werewolf right there. Let me just sweep this up. Okay, and the northwestern door is also open, not sealed by Mystic Key. In here, we're going to find a potion and also a tent. Cute. Now we're going to head to the middle of the shrine, where we're going to do our boss fight against Garland, because he is here, right? Yes, he is here. We have reports that he's here. And here we are. If you go to the Chaos Shrine and you enter the middle chamber, this is the last room I have not looked at. And what we're going to find is Princess Sarah is there in the middle. Garland is standing over her menacingly. And we have all these weird bats flapping around. There also seems to be some kind of a orb, or perhaps a crystal right there in the center. This is a crystal that's not really talked about much. But we're going to talk about it once we can get there. Let's go ahead and fight Garland, though. Here comes our first boss, I suppose. The king will have no choice but to exchange the kingdom for his daughter's life. Cornelia will be mine. So, quite ambitious of a character, right? He doesn't just want to take Sarah for no reason. He doesn't just hate the king for no reason. Well, maybe he does, I don't know. But he wants the entire kingdom. He wants to rule the entire kingdom. He wants to dethrone that king, and this was his plan to do that. Unfortunately, he did not account for the Warriors of Light to show up and foil his plans. Who's there? The king's lapdogs. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You really think you have what it takes to cross swords with me? Very well. I, Garland, will knock you all down. I got poisoned. I'll probably be okay. Alright, let's see what you got, Garland. Ow! That really hurt. Big fire, big fire! Hey, not too bad. Let's keep swinging. I'm a little bit worried about Andy, though. His HP has dropped just a little bit lower than what I'd like it to be. And then both my black mages can just kind of go to town on this. Oh, he actually missed. Nice. I don't think that focus really helps much, though. Not at this level. Not without a warrior, anyway, right? What should Ash do? Just kind of swing. Does Thunder maybe do more than... it's about the same, huh? Okay, and as you can see, he's not that bad. You don't really need to grind much to take him down. He can end up hitting pretty hard, but in this case, he did not really. So we got some pretty good experience points. Pretty good guild there, too, actually. Okay, and here we are with Princess Sarah. You've come to rescue me? I am Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. Words can never be enough to thank you. That's the first time anyone's ever defeated Garland. Well, there was 4 of us, and he was only one guy, so there's that, too. You must allow me to show my gratitude. Please, accompany me to my castle, Cornelia. Okay, we've established that it's Cornelia. Okay, so we just kind of all agree to do that, and we get immediately warped, teleported back to the king. I'm assuming we just walked, but they skipped it, so it's kind of like a warp for me anyway. Thank you for returning my daughter to my side. There can be no doubt that you are the Warriors of Light from Lucan's prophecy. You should hear the prophecy in its entirety, if I may. When darkness veils the world, 4 Warriors of Light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now I hear that a crystal can be found at the continent to our north. Okay. So obviously the Warriors of Light would want to go there. So when he says that he heard that we wanted to go there, maybe that's what he's referring to. Restoring light to the crystals is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. So the monsters are here because the crystals are not here. I mean, the crystals are here. They're just not really working right now, right? They're all faded. And we can actually see that in our menu when we go to our menu. I'll show you when we're done with the dialogue. I will have the bridge to the north rebuilt as promised. I pray that you succeed in restoring light to the 4 crystals and to the world. That's right. We're winners. There can be no doubt now. We are the Warriors of Light. No one doubts us. Not even you. Why am I still poisoned? That's not good. Oh, you're still talking about the dancing girl. Well, don't doubt me when that's all you know, okay? This loot has been entrusted to the Princess of Cornelia. Oh, sorry, this is Sarah's. This loot has been entrusted to the Princesses of Cornelia for many generations. I wonder if it's been about 400 years that that's been going on. The loot is something that I wish that the loot would have carried on through the ages and through the years, and we would have seen the loot later on in other Final Fantasies, or maybe we do. We'll have to take a look and see when we play those. But the loot is kind of cool, right? Because the prelude, to the song of the okay, that's the lute. That's the song that dispels the darkness, and I thought that was really cool, and that should have been a thing in every Final Fantasy, I think, but that's okay. When he abducted me, Garland took this lute as well. I want you to have it. It may aid you on your journey. You obtained the lute. Not the magic lute, not the special lute, not the Cornelian lute, not the elvish lute, just the lute. Just a regular lute. Right? No, I'm just kidding. This is a special lute, right? It's been passed down. Sarah's thoughts are always with you. I know, she can't stop thinking about me. If you wanted, you could, here in Cornelia, no, it's nothing. You should make preparations for your journey. Restore the light to the crystals. Yes, because that would be more productive than following you to your chambers, right? He doesn't have anything else to talk about except the dancing girl. The Warriors of Light, I can't thank you enough for saving Lady Sarah. I know I should kind of talk to everybody to kind of get some more dialogue, but I'm poisoned, so I'm going to take care of that really quick. Hold on, because as soon as you step out, you get this kind of a scene here where the King's men are binding together. They're coming together to rebuild this bridge here. Orders from His Majesty. We're to do our part to fulfill Lucan's prophecy. You'd think they would have built this a long time ago, right? They said that the bridge has been destroyed for a long time, but it doesn't necessarily say how long it's been destroyed for. I'm going to go ahead and take a wild shot in the dark and say that it's probably been destroyed for the past 400 years, right? So for 400 years, no one has gone to the northern continent. That's what I'm going to think anyway, unless there's somebody who wants to say otherwise. Unless there's evidence otherwise. What does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? Well, we got to get to the crystals, right? The 4 Warriors of Light are here. They're here in Cornelia. That still doesn't say what the bridge has to do with the prophecy, but obviously we need to cross the bridge to get to the crystal, right? Anyway, let me fix myself. Now, if you rest at the inn, it does not cure poison at all. Not even a little bit. The only way to cure it is with one of these, which I'm actually probably going to buy like 3 of them now. So I think we get poisoned quite a bit in this game. Let's go ahead and use one of those on Ash. She's all better. I'm not going to worry about the little bit of HP that she's missing. As you can see, she has almost 100. She's doing pretty good. What else do we need to do here? I think I got all my spells that I'm going to need. Everybody has 3 spells. Yeah, we already bought everything that there is to buy in this town, so there's not much else to do here. Hi, dancing girl. Do you say anything different? So why are you still here? Weren't you supposed to be crossing that bridge to the north? You must really want to dance with me. No, I don't. I just want information, which I guess you gave me, so thank you. Restore the crystals to Grace. You'll be needing a ship if you want to be able to move about more freely. If you have trouble obtaining one through normal means, you could always borrow a pirate ship. A witch named Matoya lives to the north of Cornelia. See, they start giving you lots of information now. So we know about Matoya. We know about the ship, the pirate ship that we're supposed to get. This guy talks about a harbor city, but it's turned into a pirate's den. So that should put 2 and 2 together for you, and we should be able to get a pirate ship once we get to Pravoka. Cornelia is still the city of dreams, which reminds me of Xanara. Let's not talk about that right now. We'll just get into that later. Yeah, I think we're okay. We're doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and cross that bridge. We're going to get a little cutscene as we do. And there's us. There's all of us. And we're just checking this out. The words are coming up very slowly. Like Star Wars slow, like in the intros of Star Wars. Anyway, and so their quest began. As the 4 warriors of light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, held a light that shone so brilliantly. The time for their journey had come. The time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into light. Yes, indeed. But how did we get these crystals? One thing that we do know, if we're comparing this to later Final Fantasies, if we could skip ahead a little bit, if we can see into the future a little bit, we know that the crystals grant the Warriors of Light their jobs and their classes. And here we are. Black mages, white mages, red mages, warriors, thieves, monks. We have our classes, right? Maybe something to keep in mind. Anyway, this is what I was going to show you guys too, is if you go to the menu, you'll see that we have 4 crystals that are right there, and they are all grayed out. We fill those in, of course, as our adventure goes on, but that's just kind of a reminder that, as far as I'm concerned anyway, that the crystals are kind of dead right now, right? I'm going to get ambushed by goblins, but we're going to try to walk to Provoca. And what we know about Provoca from the villagers is that it is to the east of Cornelia. There's a harbor right there. When we do get our boat, that is going to be one of the only places that we can be at. There is some Gygus worms. That's a little scary. They hit very hard. I'm just going to cast upon them. Wow, that one ran away. Come back. I want your experience points. That one just got cooked. Yikes. 66. That was a big hit. If you go into the sand, I think there's like a freaky sandworm or something like that we can fight. Also, I think I'm skipping Matoya's cave. I want to say that it's up here somewhere. Oh, we got an ogre. Should be able to take it down. We did get a preemptive strike. My red mage was supposed to do a little bit more damage than that. I was really hoping for a little bit more damage than that, but that's okay. All together. Work as a team. Ow. Alright, that wasn't that bad. I'm really like a fly to this thing, though. I'm not really hitting it very hard. That's what you get when you pick all mages. There's a good one. There we go. Can I get some good experience points from him? Oh, right on. I almost leveled up, actually. Anyway, if you keep coming up this way, we should stumble upon Matoya's cave, which we can talk to her. Now, who's Matoya, anyway? She's a witch, right? We already know that from the lore, though. I do not want to get ambushed. It's bad. Okay, and there it is. There's our level up. I feel like my red mage has been getting a lot of intellect. Pretty good there. This little stamina, that's fine. Everything but intellect. That's always cute to see. Thank you. Anyway, this is Matoya's cave right here. I'm just going to save and we'll hop right in there and talk to Matoya. She's got some very cool music here. I think this track only plays like once or twice. Frontwards, backwards. Anyway, you see, such a strange spell to swish swishery. Wait, what was that last part? Leknock. Anyway, they say some strange things, right? There's just a thump. Ouch. Kind of reminds me of the Sword in the Stone when Merlin has like all the brooms and mops just like cleaning the kitchen for him. My eye. My eye. Thump. Ouch. I keep tripping over the same chair. I can't see a blasted thing without my crystal eye. Who could have stolen it from me? I have an idea of who could have stolen that from you. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to that character in this particular video, but we will at least get to Provoca. It is unfortunate because the character that stole her eye, I actually have quite a bit to say about him. And although I don't think he shares a name, we actually see that character in another Final Fantasy as well. It's a very ambitious character. Okay, so that's all there really is to do here. We're just going to talk to Matoya, the witch. We're going to learn that she had a crystal eye that was stolen by some dastardly villain. And from there, we're going to keep heading east to get to the town of Provoca, where the pirates have taken over. We're going to have to do something about these pirates. So we're just going to keep going east until we get to Provoca, which is right here. It's right in front of our faces. And before I can get there, I've got to deal with these worms. I got worms. That's what we're going to call it. There we go. A little bit of magic from those dual black mages. What a genius idea. I'm so powerful. I'm not actually. I feel like this is more of like a challenge run than anything. I'm not like one of those psychos that wants to run around with only one white mage. Like, kudos to those guys. I mean that in the most complimentary way possible. So what did this guy say? Please help us. Yeah, you guys are toast. You guys are cooked, okay? You got pirates all over your town. Those blasted pirates. They're running around looting and pillaging like they own the place. Well, they do. Right? There's nobody really... This is just kind of a lone town, right? I mean, it's been cut off from Cornelia for 400 years, right? Or, I mean, at least however long the bridge has been destroyed. I guess the bridge could have gotten destroyed maybe 200 years ago. I would assume that it's been cut off for quite some time, though. But anyway, it does look a little bit bigger, too, than Cornelia. Definitely go ahead and buy yourselves a broadsword. That costs like all my money. Why would you want a scimitar instead of a broadsword? You wouldn't. You would not. You would definitely get a broadsword. You would get a scimitar if you had a thief with you, which I do not have. So we are going to replace the rapier with the broadsword, and that should see your red mage doing quite a bit more damage. Well, not yours. It's my red mage. It's our red mage, really. I don't have much money left, and I definitely want to make sure that we have enough money to stay at the inn. So we're not going to worry too much about buying spells or anything right now. I'm probably gonna grind a little bit. It's not really necessary to grind. You don't have to grind. But if you have a weird party setup like mine where you don't have any melee or anything like that, it's going to help you out a bit. These are kind of the white mage spells that we can get. Nothing to really help with healing. Well, there was a Blindna in case we get blinded. And then I don't even see like a Poisona, which is what you really want. I think that's level 3 spells, though. That there would be the church, and then if we go over to this side, right in the dead center of town here, if you just go straight up, that's the inn. I didn't actually mean to walk inside, but I did. And there's the pirates. That's the captain right there. He owns the place. Basically. He took it over. Here's the armor shop. Inside, we're going to find a suit of iron mail. Now you'll notice that my red mage cannot equip the iron mail. I cannot equip a shield. However, we can all equip a pair of leather gloves. And as I was saying back at the Chaos Shrine, every little bit helps. So I think we will invest in some leather gloves. Let's go ahead and put those on all of our characters. It's also going to make your evasion go down a little bit. At least for my red mage anyway, the weight is just a little bit too much. Now that's interesting. Okay, you guys have the same evasion percentage. Some things should be the same, right? Not everything, but some things. Between my black mages, anyway. You wouldn't want every single character to be the exact same. There's an item shop there. And then the pirates are right here. Now, the pirates aren't very tough, so we're just going to take them out. It's kind of disheartening, actually, because the pirates really aren't that tough. It's almost like if the villagers were to just band together, they could probably just wipe these pirates right out. But I digress. We're here. All right. Well, if also to point out, there's really not many villagers. Now, is there many villagers in any village? No, not really. But I think there's only like 2 villagers in this whole place. So maybe they actually are no match for the pirates. But we, the Warriors of Light, are. So let's. And just what you be doing here? You wouldn't be looking to make trouble with Buccaneers, would you? Is it Bike? Buccaneers. Not Buccaneers, but Buccaneers. You've got cannonballs of steel to be talking to the great pirate Bicky. Keel haul 'em, boys. Aye, aye, Captain. We'll make their bones go crunch. That's a mistake. Maybe normally you guys would do that. However, we are the Warriors of Light. Let's see if we can put these guys to sleep. Feel like enfeebling spells are mostly useless, but let's see if we can get some use out of it. You guys are actually hurting my white mage quite a bit. I don't like that. There's a lot of you and not many of me. Good night. I think it only missed that one in the middle. Yeah. I don't know how sleep works. We're going to use the N as soon as we're done here, so we're just going to... I'm out of MP with this guy. We're just going to go ahead and blow through the rest of our magic slots here. Stop hurting her! Jerks. Take this, you jerks. She can cure herself, that's fine. We don't want any deaths. Although, it does happen. It is unavoidable. Well, maybe it is avoidable, but it can definitely happen. That is a nice sword my red mage has. That did 73 damage, by the way, and it looks great. It looks bigger than my red mage. Sword's bigger than you are. Okay, anyway, that's how you take care of the pirates. They're gonna die. They're actually gonna die. And all that's left is the captain, who I guess isn't very strong, because he doesn't try to take us on himself. I'd be most sorry, young masters. I'll be making no more fuss, I swear. I want you to take me ship for your troubles. Can you find it in your heart to forgive an old pirate? I've had myself a change of heart. I plan to buckle down and be the hardest worker in town. You believe me, don't you? You know what, I kind of do. You gave me your ship very quickly. It almost makes me feel like you're not even a real pirate. No pirate captain would part with his ship so easily, right? The captain always goes down with his ship, but not this guy. He just gave it straight away to the Warriors of Light. But I'll tell you, he did the right thing. We're going to rest, which is now 50 gil. Yikes. Highway robbery. It's going to be fine. We'll get some more money. I will buy out the rest of this town at some point. I don't think I spoke to that old man right there, actually. Hey, old man, what do you have to say? I fled here from Melmond, a town far to the west. It is truly a pitiable sight. The earth rots and monsters attack at night. Is there anything you can do to help? Of course. We're the Warriors of Light. We're not going to help you right now, though. We got other things to do. We got bigger fish to fry. Melman will be fine. There are many monsters in the Aldean Sea. Best be careful, yes, because even though we're on a boat, we will have sea monsters and stuff climb aboard, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool, not cool. Anyhow, here's our boat. And as I was saying, the boat has sails right on it, right? And it looks like wind is actually blowing through the sails, which is interesting because the beginning of the game told us that the wind is dead. So what's actually going on here? I don't know. One popular theory that I've always had is that maybe the pirates didn't actually die. They just kind of got defeated. And the way that we actually get the ship to move is they're down below decks rowing the ship for me. I always like to kind of think of that instead of them just being dead. But as you can see, the sails are moving. Okay, there's wind somehow. Whatever. We'll talk about that next time. I'm gonna go ahead and save 100 times because it makes me feel good. And thank you all for tuning in and watching. We'll see you on the next one. And yeah, good night.